Finally, someone with courtesy. Do you know when the 9 is coming?
A handsome man shifts in place, glancing over his shoulder towards the tram lines. Suitcases surround him.
Simple. It's just over there. I did see a man like that some days ago, I think. Near the bazaar, in fact.
Oh, sleeping brother.
No, he was alone. Why do you ask? I guess we share the same fate. I'm waiting on the 9. I was told it was having some problems. But it's supposed to be in service any day now. I was told it's supposed to be in service any day now. That was a week ago.
Enough time to grow accustomed to new surroundings and start noticing things.
I agree. But what am I to do? It seems to be the only way out of this city. I would appreciate it. Thank you. I'll be here in the meantime, waiting.
The ladder hugs the edge of the canal, rusty in at its rungs. Darkened patches show where the water level was risen, lowered, then risen again. The water's reddish tinge and oily distortions across the slick surface make it hard to see far. Wet cloth and iron dust, foul, chemical. Tiny silhouettes drift beneath the surface, darting in irregular arcs. The canal passes right under the building. It's an old waterlock, used to grant passage to boats and barges passing through. Looking at the device, you don't see a panel or switch. That would suggest a control room nearby. Like the one over there, to the east. There's a small room to the east. Might be worth a look. The building above looms, expectant.
Looks like the shrimping is off for today, Caracalito. We don't want to get in the GM's way.
I guess.
The man and the young girl grimace at a barge that appears to be jammed between the canal walls.
We came here to do some shrimping, but that doesn't seem possible right now. Not sure. It seems to be stuck in the waterlock. Maybe it's broken again. It happens from time to time as it's so old. Yeah, so should we.
The young man leans back, his gaze slowly tracing your outline. Both of his eyes drift outwards, as if pulled by different horizons. A mild yet regrettably symmetrical case of double strabismus.
Hold up. Before you say a word, are you single? Or is this punishment for my voluminous sins? Alhamdulillah, now you came to me for a reason. Tell me how I can help you. The business of you. You walk in here, you parlay with me, you already have sold. The other half? I'll take care of that. Order my services. My name is Gold Eyes. I am a man of many endeavors. One and only. Nah, I'm no Quisach boy. I come here to work, and I go home. That's about it. And getting better by the day. It's not what it was even 10 years ago. Cleaner, you know? You won't see a recreacion fan catching a screwdriver to the stomach. But hey, I like tourists with money. Tourists love Quisach. It's got colors, it's got music, no better place to pass through before heading home. Born and raised in Lower Viewdas, an hour away by tram, but the lines hold. My mother's a Rustam woman, inland blood, came to Portofiro with her parents when she was 11. She raised me on hibiscus tea and stories about the commune.
The dream of Rustam. For 80 years there were no kings or bosses, only rotating councils, grain cooperatives and radio poets. As the developed world spread, the dream cracked.
It's quiet. If you're used to shouting, neighborhood's made up of 14 towers. Astor had it built in the 50s, for immigrants mostly. We got a barber, Timo, with the solid tattoos, old Khalchi selling candles out the windows, best bakeries in town. You should visit. Bring your friends. Who else is gonna do it? You know how tourist pamphlets have colored maps? Some of you, this is orange, you know, for dangers. Nah. Sure. You got kids with glassy eyes and break-ins, but we're civilized, yeah? Old people. They think low of you that should clean up, look decent. We're not the ones scared of poverty. Take a break. I have a lot to offer. Right across the roundabout, but you don't need to mess with that. All the hustle you need is right here.
A steady crowd noise drifts over from that direction. Should have went west at the roundabout by the sounds of it, not east.
Forget about him. I can give you everything he can, and more. I'm always serious with you, but okay, I can see that fire in your eyes. I haven't seen him, promise. Baby, not only am I a businessman, I am a purveyor of taste. I curate high-class aesthetics and deliver low-overhead miracles. Sometimes it's fashion, sometimes it's conversation pieces.
Jacket, pristine, not bootlegged. Nails recently manicured. Money made.
And I got fresh weed too. The universe provides.
Theft, obviously.
If you ever need to help yourself to the world's supplies, I have just the thing.
Presented between his finger and thumb, a small but sturdy metal prong, a lockpick.
What? With the neon bibs, Lucian snacks, all of that? That's not my movement.
The way his lips curl, revulsion, as if he smelled meat left to rot in the sun.
Here works for me, making moves on my own accord, and I don't do bootlegs, ever. I don't mind the aesthetics. It's not about the quality either, it's the principle of them. Whenever someone says bootleg, all I hear is almost. You almost got money. You almost got taste. You almost. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Shit is just hollow, you know? And I don't mind anyone wearing this stuff. Maybe that's all they can afford, but you live long enough and close enough. Maybe you start to forget the real shit. The freshest.
Smells like rubber bands, hardly vegetal. It is also very obviously dry.
All right, a connoisseur then. Listen, yeah, this is ancient. This here is first wave greenery, pre-legal, pre-moral. You'll be seeing lizards and volcanoes with this strain. That's not a guarantee, but it's not a lie either. Just weed, on account of it being part of my religion. Everything else is hot on. I said all I can say on that.
He means that. If he said otherwise, he'd be going against some kind of code.
All right, tell me what's on your mind. I'll be seeing you.
The intercom is covered by a protective plastic film. A button embossed in the shape of a cheerful dolphin shines at the bottom. Only recently installed. Strip that plastic off. Now. It curls under the edge of your fingernail and slides off in a single, unbroken piece. Exquisite. The indicator light flicks on. A high-pitched whine from the speaker. After a second, a voice emerges through the static.
Is it working? Can you hear me? Oh, that's good. I never know if I'm pressing the right thing.
Yes, actually. We aren't exactly open to the public, so this is just a light security.
Measure. Sorry, I am still getting used to it. Désolé. If you don't know, you're probably not supposed to be here. Nice try, but I won't be doing that. Security issue.
The dermis of static masks any change in her tone. Seems you need a good reason to be here. Fortunately, you are trained in reverse reasoning.
Bonne journée.
You shouldn't be here. Bit of a hold-up with a barge over there. He nearly got robbed by a gang, no less.
It wasn't us. We plead not guilty, officer.
Nothing was taken, luckily, but they did manage to break the damn thing's engine. So now it's stuck there until the replacement parts arrive. Oh, very dangerous. Probably one of the Azuri lot. Yeah, you wouldn't want to mess with them, miss.
Buffing himself like a castrated cockerel in attempt to masculate himself. Azuri mob is a foreign crime syndicate you've only heard about in passing, always with a warning to stay away.
No. Full-grown adults. I heard one of them even had a beard. Can't say I have. I'm not usually stationed round here, though, so I wouldn't. Let's see now. I hear it's in the back ways, right next to where the ex-pilots drink their sheep carcass juice. Some indigenous recipe of theirs. Imagine the worst thing you've ever tasted. Now imagine sucking it out of a dead sheep's arse.
Please don't imagine that. Definitely don't be tempted to drink it either.
If you want to see for yourself, just walk the path all the way to the west until you come across some old men giving each other an hard time. Only one in the near vicinity is Dr. Hugo's. He runs it out of his houseboat at the end of the back ways. The parts may take a while as the trade route slowed up recently. Used to be a lot quicker a couple of weeks ago. the rest of the developed world. Must be something at the docks by the bazaar, but I wouldn't know more specifically, outside of my jurisdiction. You can't go in there, I'm afraid. That's what I'm here for. No one gets in.
Working for the opera technically means you don't officially exist. Therefore,
only the controls to the waterlock, but we can't risk anyone lowering the water right now. It would damage the barge even further, you see. You probably shouldn't.
rubbish is piled so high it overflows the rim of the metal container. The sanitation crews are running behind schedule. The layers of detritus are many days deep. A whole history of discarded artifacts is piled up in front of you. This bin is an archive. Search it and you may conjure the recent history of this place. You feel warmth radiating from the inside. Something in there is fermenting. The rubbish container and all its spoils continue to rot through time. This place is not as you left it. The world moved on behind your back. You hear laughter and music ahead. Nose to the air, take in the scent. Incense, grease, the dank of canal water. But the air is charged. Something is wrong. Crickets gone quiet under shadow. A silk number 3. The old silk factory, once the pounding heart of the city. Now its walls are layered with past identities, a patchwork of Portofiro and turf war. Pseudopod had a purchase order from a vendor called Carmuna. She must be in here somewhere. You also have that curious red disc to hand. A media specialist could likely tell you more. The fire exit stands conspicuously ajar. Someone has wedged it open with a ball. Wrong. Ball wants to play, not wedge. Nobody is paying any particular attention to the door, or seems close enough to care. Suspiciously nonchalant. It's a pelota ball, the local variation of handball. Pelota balls are not designed for use as doorstops. Someone has elevated this ball to contraption status. It's just a ball in a door. A dark hallway. At the opposite end, you can just make out the bottom of a metal staircase. A fine place to hide in a moment of crisis. Marked and remembered. No, it's a trap. Must be destroyed. The tableau stays undisturbed. Loose stitching and cheap fabric, the odd cotton hemorrhoid erupting at the seams. 100 strong, if only they could move as one. Soft animals, mostly stylized blobs with little regard for real anatomy. Beasts rendered ridiculous, grotesque trophies. There are brand logos on the sides, non-uniformly misspelled or upside down, but recognizably the same. Zoo Textile Lelous. Lelous, expansive techno-fascist state known for high-quality electronics, pogroms, and pop music. Boneless flesh bound in impossible colors, twisted into seductively pleasing shapes. Brazen political threat. The pile declares that this too is the future of the working class. Defanged, fuzzy, sold in a heap. The different species are all numbered. Number 1's are bunnies, number 2's cats, number 4 an anatomically unviable whale. There are no number 3's. Then what animal was so irresistible to the consumer? You said yourself these plushies are sinister. What shape has breached containment? Inside you. Nothing. Yeah. Still hunting. Plushie number 3. Is you. You turn back to the bazaar.
You feel that rattling around inside you? It's part of you. Fangs, claws, nasty glowing eyes and all that. The animal within. It's been caged down there for years, sticking its snout in the lightless dirt, licking the insides of aluminium cans. You are an animal. The divide between human and beast is an illusion. Stops you unlocking your full potential, your connection with primal impulses and power.
There are times when an operant's humanity prevents them from getting the job done.
Throw open the cage. Let the beast come forward in all its stinking, biting glory. The animal is out.
You step back to the tower of plushies. Their pelts are damp and shiny with rain. You expect the smell of wet dog. There is none. Soft animals. You turn back.
Excuse me. Can you take a look at this?
The young woman turns from a store of party wigs and beaded necklaces to thrust a photograph under your nose. The photograph shows a robust man well into his 60s. He is unremarkable save his eyes, which are magnified to comedic proportions by the thick lens spectacles in front of him.
Have you seen him before? You're sure? Thanks for taking a look. Wanna buy some costume accessories? My name's Malen if you need anything. Mi viejo, my dad. He's been missing a few days. Right, I should have started with that, I guess. His name's Clance.
Her eyes are bloodshot, hair lank.
He's kind of forgetful sometimes. Not a lot, but I'm just worried. I told him watching too much TV was making him crazy.
She raises her hand to bite her nails. A new habit. They're bleeding.
No, I mean, that's the most likely scenario, right? Ugh, this is kind of embarrassing. My dad developed this insane theory about the payphone to the western exit of the bazaar. Dad thought certain words said into the right phone gets your attention from the wrong people. He was convinced Mentre was behind it all.
Mentre, aka l'Empire Sans Territoire, aka the bank. Equal parts Global Development Fund and spy service. Linchpin of the developed world.
Dad and his friend Gilmar were big into conspiracies. They were obsessed with the reality situation. They really bought all that stuff. Bagman did an episode on them, and so Gilmar started following random people thinking they were from the bank. Not long after, he roped my dad into it. Guys in expensive business suits usually. Foreign accents, verbally abusive, and tight with their money. Except when it comes to treating a client. Normal rich guy stuff. Hitting up the bars and shouting abuse at the local drunks. And then they disappeared into penthouses where they couldn't be followed. Mi viejo did, but Gilmar stayed out. And then he called my dad around 2 in the morning. He'd overheard something and was explaining it when the call just cut off. My dad went by his house the next day, but Gilmar wasn't there. Yeah. He looked for Gilmar for 2 weeks. Reported him missing to the GMs. Nothing. A couple days ago, he stopped by the stall to bring me lunch. Then he said he was going to make a call. I wasn't nervous at first. I figured there was no risk of anything actually happening. And then he didn't come home. No. I mean, he just can't leave things alone when he gets an idea into his head.
Momentarily, the mumbling from the nearby stalls hushes, listening.
They seem pretty random. Cousins, moon, reunion. I guess. When he tried to tell me, I wasn't really paying attention to him. He had those written down on a pad in his bedroom. He told me not to say them if I used the phone. It all sounded so silly. Anyway, you want a wig? I hear they make you fun at parties. Oh, yeah, he came by. Nice man. Talked a lot about socks. He was, normal. Pretty forgettable, if I'm honest. I told him, unless your socks are mismatched and neon-colored, I'm not much use to you. Not really. Wandered off into the bazaar. What do you mean, something's happened? Did he use the phone? Oh, at least you have that. Sorry. Yeah, I was kind of distracted when he showed up. Oh, that's Ultravioletta, the Lusian pop star. Always thought that type of music was too young for me, but I've been enjoying her stuff recently, for some reason. No, but it's definitely her kind of title.
She peers at the disc again, blonde hair falling over her face.
Weird disc, that. You should ask Petre at the music stall over there. He'll know more. Doubt he's an ultra, though.
Wig topiary, plastic tiaras, novelty sunglasses. A burst of colours and textures vying for your attention. All of them losing. Behind it all, you see an oddly familiar shape. The tailored shoulders, the sharp collar. The shape is robust and clean, with an architectural asymmetry, like a knife. A cape, but nothing like the other costume pieces around it.
Why? Really? You're not going to try to make a call or anything, right? Okay. It's the phone by the western entrance to the bazaar. I guess I used to. Haven't had time lately. But I usually know when something's going on, even if I'm not gonna be there. There's a show somewhere in the Hill of Pigs tonight, but it's already sold out. Dead. Still a few maggots writhing around in the corpse, maybe, but looking at them just makes you sadder, you know? 10 or 15 years ago, there were feedback parties in the backways. Anyone who played loud enough could jam. You'd hear the distortion 3 canals away. Now, if anybody plays around here at all, it's just covers of bluesy and stuff. Yeah, all right. It's a Carabinero outfit.
Carabineros are Portofiro's sanctioned police investigators. They report directly to the prefectura and deal in actual crime. Murder, grand larceny, rape.
That'd be illegal.
That's not a no.
Second-hand surplus warehouse in Lower Viudas was closing down a while back. Big clearance sale. No, I told Officer Morito. He said it was above his pay grade. He kicked it up, and they kicked it right back down. Yeah, it's for sale.
Local law enforcement is far beneath you in effectiveness and influence. No need to lower yourself, Operana.
The whole set's back here. Just let me know if you're interested. Yeah, they're right there. Take a look. You need anything else? Thanks for stopping by.
A cosmonaut suit, a relic of Project Altanemia. Its shoulder patch reads, "The stars are ours, 77. If it is, then it's one of the few things for sale here that isn't a knockoff Lusian electronic disc or toy. 5,000 sol. No wonder it's still here. People with that kind of money don't shop in the bazaar. Your focus widens back to the bazaar. The gate is bound to the pole by a thin steel chain. The gap between leaves little room for passage. You push the gate. The metal creaks, but it doesn't move. It's held fast by a rusty chain. Rust speckles your fingertips. A system compromised at the subatomic level. We're gonna need tools for this one. The gate creaks in the breeze behind you.
Especially good pieces today. Many wearable items.
The old woman glances at you before returning to her magazine.
They didn't tear on the way here. Carmuna checked them for holes herself.
She angles her magazine away from you protectively. A flash of light from between the pages. She's hiding something in there. Carmuna, the name on Pseudopod's purchase order. Your double owes this woman a minuscule shipment of socks.
Quiet, Menina. Does Carmuna blurt your business? Who are you, anyway?
She ruffles the magazine angrily, then looks up at something behind you.
No! Are you crazy? He will see! Now Carmuna said too much. We are dealing with an Ariel creep. He's watching the whole bazaar. Carmuna has a mirror in here to watch him in talk.
The woman angles her magazine towards the unfinished pylon towering at the edge of the market.
Let them come, Menina. Carmuna prefers soldiers to spies. Used to give him what for whenever we made eye contact, but he was unmoved. Very suspicious.
Her movements are fitful and tremulous. The arched back suggests a lifetime spent on her feet, contorted over something.
He is creeping, keeping watch on behalf of Polaris Nozu, monitoring our wares, spying our comings and goings. Be careful, Menina. Don't mention Carmuna. Go through that gate just south of here and keep going down. You'll get to it. You're working with that nice boy? The sock seller?
Her lips shrivel, and her eyebrows descend as she takes you in properly.
He is dressed so nicely, standing so straightly, polite. Had Carmuna thinking that there might be hope for us in Kohila. But you don't look super block at all.
She means we don't look like history set sail to Fucket Island and left us standing on the shore wondering what happened.
What trouble? There was no trouble with him. It's his first time out of the super block, you know. You should take him to see some sights. That nice boy had never seen an aerodrome before. Said they were the most beautiful thing in the world. Then couldn't help himself but say, must be a nightmare for the sorting division. How Carmuna laughed. You mean the Pittle Tract, perhaps? You can get there by tuk-tuk, easy. Carmuna will tell you all about your nice boy when you get back from the Ariel Creek. Carmuna sees this magazine. Locked? Well, go around. Up the stairs, then to your left, and down through the docks. No time for chitter-chat, menina.
She focuses on the mirror in her magazine, unperturbable. She looks sideways at the disc, shakes her head.
It's a disc. Ask the stall owner with the disc, not the stall owner with the clothes. Yes? Take a look through the rack over there. No lice, no rips, no patches.
When she points to the rack, you notice that her fingers are several shades too dark, as if stained with ink. She sighs, but holds out her hand for you to see clearly.
Stains from my days in the dye factory. Carmuna was one of the first, and the last workers on the line before it burned down. All the old girls have them. They'll outlast my hands. I was here when they first opened the factory doors. I dipped my arms into the vats. Dead worms floating on the surface. Chemical smell rising up. I watched the first girl develop the twitch. Then, I felt it myself.
She raises her foot. You see it shake.
That's why I have the cane. Happened to all of us. I was still here when the manager announced that El Cinco Número 3 was closing down because of market trains. I was here when the fire alarm started ringing too. Now ask me, was I here when the first stalls sprouted from the scorched concrete? And I'll say I was. And here I'll stay until the whole city slides into the sea. Bazaar's closing soon, menina. Don't forget to check the racks.
You approach Carmuna's rack of clothing, protected from the elements by a clear plastic sheet. No two pieces are alike. Second-hand olds and newish fakes. Fashion has a short memory. Anything worn long enough to have been faked is already ancient. The rack sways with misspelled logos and forgotten styles. Cowboy boots, leather trousers, a long black skirt. Kinda cool. But is that all you are, Cascade? Kinda cool. You're special and you know it. You deserve an outfit that tells everybody else that you know it too.
An extra special girl would not have to ask, menina. She would be able to see the right thing for herself.
You'll show her. Search harder. Search better. Attention-seeking fashion does not befit an operant, Cascade. You let your eyes wander up and down the rack, aimless until they alight upon a post-white jacket. Smells like perfume, tequila, cigarettes. You slip it on and try to smooth down its faux fur mange. Your fingers come away with a coating of white powder. An operant has already been zeroed on this assignment, and yet you put a strange white powder straight in your mouth. Do you want to die? Bitter, numbing. This is it. Our comeback tour coat. Post-scandal, post-overdose, post-prison. Portofiro 96, baby. Half the crowd dies, the other half name their kids after you.
Your eyes guided you to a real garment there, Nimona. You could pass for one of those Lusian pop stars in that coat. Free of charge. See? Bargain. 30 sol. And Carmuna is short on patience, but she will set this aside for you. Come back with sol. It will wait.
You turn away from the rack.